your boy, DJ T, and I'm going to take you on another trip back in time. And don't go hating. Oh, that's what he did, this dysfunctional family of mine. Just don't start no mess. Sit back, chillax, and allow the story to progress. Now, on this trip to the year 1979, I still must to this day be honest, I don't know what was on my mind. I was young and single, had my own place and a decent job. I guess you could say I was doing great. Then I made the mistake of letting my best friend at the time set me up on a blind date, telling me, oh, she'd make you the perfect mate. She went on and on so much about this girl, well, I could hardly wait. Telling me, you're gonna love her. Oh yes, you two will be great. You won't be able to resist her. Okay, just a little too much hype. Let me guess, it's your sister? How do you even know if she's my type? To which she said, well, I guess you'll know by the end of the night. Now, it just so happened that it was my birthday when we had our first date. All that day, I was full of anticipation. Ooh, damn, my first blind date. All the while, I was hoping and praying I wasn't going to wish I was literally blind. So, hope against hope, I went to pick her up, and luckily for me, and much to my surprise, her sister had not lied. I have to admit, she was quite easy on the eyes. Now, just like any young man turning 23 and going on his first blind date, I dressed stylishly and carefully devised my plan of attack. We would go to this party with some folks from my job, socialize a little bit, have a drink or six, and then out of nowhere I'd announce, hey, we'll be right back. So to the car I head with my blind date, and even though I could barely drive, the thought in my mind that probably kept us alive was, hell, it's my birthday, no way I'll be denied. Needless to say, the very next day, well, it kind of rolled into the next day, and into the next day, and, well, damn, player, go on and play. I have to mention that this was never my intention, but all of a sudden, I don't live alone. Yep, that's right, now the blind date's residing at my home. Two total strangers dipping into waters so very dangerous, and the only ones not complaining were us. Before I knew it, time had done its part, and I couldn't deny she'd gotten inside my heart. So now we were playing a really scary game because she said she was feeling just the same. Now time was doing its usual thing, passing by fast, and next thing I know, she's asking for a ring. That's when I realized, oh shit, it's been that long already? But 3 years had passed, and no way I ever dreamt this long it would last. So now we were far beyond the point of simple danger, because we were no longer strangers, and it was so perplexing because we could not admit that all we had in common was sexing. We were just living a lie, because we really didn't get along, and she had some major issues, and I'm not innocent, so did I. We fought and argued, yelling and screaming all the time. It was clear that we weren't the marrying kind. I'd catch myself thinking, hell, I'm not trying to take on no wife. I'm much too young for that stress and strife. Oh Lord, this can't be life. Constant battles, and let's not forget that wild makeup sex. I'm sure any fool with half a brain can guess what happens next. Now, I don't know just how much you know about karma, but I'm thinking that it tends to play a big part when dealing with matters of the heart. For I had finally made up my mind to be done with her, feeling we had wasted enough time. So after our next knockdown, drag-out, crazy fight, and of course the makeup sex, here's what happened next. I told her that my intentions were never to break her heart. I said, let's face it, why should we drag this on? Hell, we don't even get along. I really think it's best if we just move on and go our separate way. Never once realizing that it just so happened, and this fact will soon come into play, this was all going down on April Fool's Day. So breakup is what we did on the very next day. And it was no picnic, I have to say, when she started all that crying and mess. It really put my heart to the test. But I stuck to my guns, and finally she agreed that it was for the best, and we both went our own way. Now when we split up, I was honestly a little sad. I knew it would help to go somewhere that I might feel stress-free. You know what I mean? Someplace I wouldn't have to pay rent. So, back to my parents' house I went. About a month went by, and I won't lie, I actually missed her a bit. But convinced myself that I was right. We were no good for each other. Besides, I hated all the fighting and shit. So I'm at my folks' home, and my mother yells, hey, pick up the phone. And in a low tone says to my father, oh, this ought to be great. And to my surprise, yeah, you guessed it, it was the blind date. So trying to be cool, I said, hey girl, what's up, how you be? To which she replied, oh, I'm fine, I just thought I'd let you know there was two of them. Two of what? The hell do you mean? Oh, two babies inside of me. I'm having twins, and you're the father-to-be. I told you that karma would come into play, and it seems the joke was on me that April Fool's Day. And being the hopeless romantic that I am, I immediately revised that breakup plan. I had to take on this responsibility like a man and do whatever I can for these two lives we had created in the midst of so much hatred. I couldn't help but think to myself, well, maybe we could make it. They say babies make things all better, and for a time it seemed that was possible, had me believing we could face any obstacles. Our attitudes towards one another had changed so drastically, it seemed like a fantasy. We became the best of friends. It almost seemed like our love would never end. January 24th, 1983, they arrived at 115 and 117 respectively, two healthy boys who were instantly tagged Baby A and Baby B. I can remember arguing with my father about their names because his name was James, as was his father, so I ended up with the same, and I never really cared for it, and I said, no wait, it's time for a change. So Baby B was dubbed Andre and Baby A became Anthony, my middle name. Now I had these two beautiful bundles of joy, and it felt such a shame that love between their mother and I would never remain the same, because before I knew it, we were right back to the fighting game. But I was bound and determined to make it work. Even moved us across the country to Atlantic City like a new place would make a big difference. What a jerk. A few years went by, and by the time they were 3, I couldn't take it anymore. It seemed that the more responsible of us two was me, and the inevitable breakup came, and all of a sudden Baby A and Baby B, yes, Anthony and Andre, became 2 half men and me. Now that was 30 years ago. My, how time does fly. For Baby A and Baby B are now all grown up, 2 fine, healthy young guys. Baby A has a family of his own and they're doing great. And while not being identical twins, Baby B has decided to wait. But regardless, they turned out to be fine young men, and I myself have not one regret. As a father, on that there's no debate. But one thing's for sure, I have not since, nor will I ever again in life, go out on another blind date. And I'm out. Peace.